Okay, so I am using my phone A for timekeeping today and B sometimes just as a little reminder what we're doing. So come to comfortable seated, so the usual, either one sort of foot and shin in front of the other or cross-legged or those legs extended. And then when you're there, just make those adjustments to come into your body so you can sit up tall. So maybe some shoulder rolls, hip movements and close the eyes. And then let the hands rest on the knees or bring to prayer at the chest, slight tuck of the chin. And a deep inhale, sit up tall. Feel like somebody's lifting crown of the head gently up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, feel like you're really bringing the weight onto the floor. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale out through the mouth, let the shoulder blades glide down the back, releasing as much as you can. And once more, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then if you have got your hands in prayer, bring them to rest on your knees. Keep the eyes closed and we'll take a few head neck rolls. So bring the chin towards the chest. And then as you exhale, begin moving the head towards the left and then take it back. And then as you inhale, bringing it around to the right and then forward. If you prefer, if you're not feeling these neck circles, just make some organic movements, slightly left to right, and then slightly backwards and forwards. Keep the shoulders down. And when you're ready, those of you taking neck circles, take it in the opposite direction. Maybe start bringing in the shoulders. Really encouraging you today to bring in some organic movements. Maybe you want to move slightly different in poses, so go for that if you feel to. And then come back to center. Hands are on the knees. We'll take some hip circles. So bring the chest forward, and then we'll go clockwise first. So breaths coming in and out through the nose. Inhale, move forward. As you exhale, taking it back. These circles can be as small or as large as your body is wanting to move this morning. And then take it in the opposite direction. Start engaging the core as well, pulling the tummy button back towards the spine. And then come back to center. Tent the left hand, so literally you're on your fingertips creating a tent like with the left hand, and then inhale, reach the right arm out to the side, up or over to the side, lovely. Trying to keep the right side of your bottom down, roll the right shoulder open, gentle gaze forward. Inhale, come back to center, tent the right fingertips down, so tenting with that right hand, inhale, left arm up to the side or over. Keeping the left side of your bottom down, rolling the top left shoulder open. And then inhale, coming back to center. Extend the legs, so you've got both legs together, feet flexed, and then just lean back so your hands are slightly behind you. Bring your right foot to the ground, so if you can, by the inside of your left thigh, or wherever it comes to. Inhale in center, exhale, move the knee out to the side. Inhale, center, exhale out. Inhale, center, exhale out. Keep the shoulders and the jaw relaxed. Stay there with that right knee in the ground, pointing to the ceiling, and just give the knee a hug, squeezing into the chest. With the left foot flexed. And change sides. So extend your right leg long, that easy pose, leaning into your hands, bringing the left foot to the ground. Inhale and center. Exhale out to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale out. Inhale into the center, and then again, hug the knee into the chest, giving it a squeeze. And release. Bring the soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana. Very, very relaxed though. And then just maybe see if you just want to move the hips side to side. And then sit up tall. And then extend your legs. Legs and feet hip distance apart, and you're on the heels of your feet. Hands at the top of your thighs. And we'll take a seated variation of cat-cow. So bring the shoulders back, slight squeeze of the shoulder blades. Inhale, look up, reach the chest up to the ceiling. As you exhale, slide the hands down the shins, take the elbows wide, curve the back, bringing the chin to the chest. Inhale, slide the hands back down the thighs, reach the chest up, gentle squeeze of the shoulder blades. Exhale, sliding the hands down the shins. Take the elbows wide, chin to chest. One more round. Inhale, cat. Hands at the top of the thighs. Chest is reaching up. Exhale, slide the hands down the shins. Elbows wide, chin to chest. And then come back to center. Coming into squat. So take your feet as wide as the narrow width of your mat. And then the toes are pointing out. Some of you might get the soles of the feet to the ground. If that's not comfortable, bend in the knees. Come up higher, and then knees are tracking the same direction as your feet, and bring your hands to the inside of your thighs. If you're in squat, fingertips can stay down, or bring the elbows to the inside of the knees, hands in prayer, chest reaches up. And then those of you in squat, take your left hand down. Those of you higher, keep the left hand on your left thigh, and everybody inhale, reach the right arm out to the side or up to the ceiling. If it's okay and your neck gaze is following, exhale down. So now either right hand to the floor or right hand staying on your thigh if you're higher. And then inhale, left arm's coming out to the side or up to the ceiling. Keep opening up the chest. Lovely. Exhale down. And then come into forward fold, everybody. So the feet turn into the parallel distance. And then the hands are either reaching the floor or resting on your shins or your thighs. As you inhale, take a really generous bend in your knees. And as you exhale, work the legs straighter. Let the crown of the head reach towards the ground. Inhale, bend the knees, exaggerated bend. And then exhale, straighten the legs. Once more, inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten. And then let your arms hang heavy. Just a few breaths in ragdoll. And then inhale, coming up. Just again, check that you've got your feet still parallel, hip distance apart, and step your right foot back. So you're on the ball of your right foot. And then just take some gentle rocks backwards and forwards, or move your right ankle so you're working into the sole of your right foot. And then come to stillness. Reach your arms up, take hold of your right wrist with your left hand, and then reach over to the left. So you've got the length coming through that right leg that's back, all the way through your raised right arm. And then release, step the right foot forward, left foot's going back. So start with the hands on the hips as you move into your left foot, either rocking gently backwards and forwards or taking some circles through the left ankle. Come to stillness. Inhale, reach the arms up, take hold of your left wrist with your right hand, and then reach up on the inhale. As you exhale, reach over to the right. So again, you've got the length coming all the way through that left foot that's back, all the way up through the left side. And then exhale, release, feet to hip distance, arms out to shoulder height. Inhale, exhale, twist to the right with your arms extended. Spread your fingers so you're stretching through your palms and your hands, and then inhale, come back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back to center. Interlace your hands behind your back. And we're reaching the chest and the head up to the ceiling. Take the elbows a bit wider. Feel a lift out of your back there. And release the arms down. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. And then inhale, reaching the arms up. Onto your tiptoes if you can, or you can keep the soles of the feet down. Exhale, the arms down, palms face forward. Inhale, up onto the toes. Exhale, coming into chair, bring your heels down, arms come down, sit back into Utkatasana. Inhale up, as if you're moving through water. Make these transitions fluid and use the core, keep the core engaged. Exhale to chair, you can either stay on your toes or heels come down, lengthen the arms back once more. Inhale high, exhale into chair and hold. So up to you whether you're on your balls of your feet or you bring those heels down. And then lengthen the arms back so you're really feeling the shoulders away from the ears. Paws engaged, squeezing the inner thighs together. And release. Give everything a shake out. And then be at the top of your mats and take your left foot back as far as you can, 3.5, 4 feet, ready for warrior 2 stance. So your body, torso is facing the long side of the mat. Keep your hands on your hips. And then just have a look, right heel's roughly in line with the arch of your left foot. Or if you prefer a wider stance, heel toe your right foot out. And we'll take a flow. So inhale, bend the right knee. Keep the chest above your pelvis. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, bring your right elbow towards your right leg. So triangle, a slight variation of triangle. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bend the right knee, moving the knee out towards your right little toe. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, right elbow to the right leg. One more round. Inhale, center. Exhale, warrior two, legs bending the right knee. Inhale, back. Exhale, both legs are straight, so right elbow towards the right leg. Inhale up, bend the right knee, hold in warrior two. So keep the chest above the pelvis and then reach those arms shoulder height. Keep the chest facing the long side of your mat, and then look towards your front right hand. See if you want to go a bit lower, but just remembering we're still quite early on, the body's warming up. If you do, just inch that right foot forward. And then really feel like those hands are reaching in opposite directions. And then inhale, straighten that right leg, turn the palms to face forward. Inhale, reaching that right arm forward at shoulder height. On the exhale, bring the right hand to your right leg, moving into extended triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Right hand lightly rests on your right leg or right foot. And really open up the chest, rolling the left shoulder back, the left hand's reaching up to the ceiling, option to bring the gaze towards the left hand or you're looking forward. And then inhale, rise up. Release the arms, turn your right foot in, and then turn both the toes on both feet in slightly. Inhale, reach the arms wide. And then inhale, on your next inhale, reach the chest up, head up. Exhale, forward fold, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Hands come to rest on the thighs, shins, or the floor. And then when you're here, let the crown of the head hang heavy. And then just gently, very, very gently move the hips side to side. Just bring in some organic movement. Maybe the shoulders come in as well. Move your shoulders a little bit. And then inhale, come back to center. On your next inhale, bring the torso up halfway, reaching the arms out to the side, holding here for an inhale and an exhale. Engage the core, and on your next inhale, rise up. Hands back to your hips, turn your left foot to the back of your mat. So we'll repeat that warrior two Trikonasana flow. So exhale, bend the left knee, keep the chest above the pelvis facing the long side of your mat. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, left elbow towards your left leg. Inhale up. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, left elbow towards the left leg. One more. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, left elbow towards the left leg. Inhale up, and then warrior two to hold. Bend the left knee, moving that left knee towards your left little toe, so out a little, and reach your arms out to shoulder height. Then looking towards that left hand, just check you're not leaning forward, so you're keeping that chest above your pelvis. Reaching those arms in opposite directions, and then let the shoulders release down. Inhale, straighten the left leg, turn your palms to face forward. Keep the arms at shoulder height as you inhale, reaching that left hand as if you're trying to get it past your left foot, and on the exhale, bring the left hand to your left leg or left foot. Right hand's reaching up to the ceiling. Roll the right shoulder back. Keep the breath coming in and out through the nose. And then inhale, coming back up. Exhale, arms down, turn the left foot in. And then heel toe or hop your feet together. Take a round of breath. And then have your feet about hip distance and bend in the elbows, back of the hands are facing forward. Step your right foot back. Pick some shoulder rolls with those elbows bent. And then bring your arms to cactus. Lifting out of the back right foot, lifting the chest. Exhale, bring the arms down so they're reaching back, palms are facing the ground. Either stay here with the right toes down or option to bring the weight forward into a slight warrior three. Just to the degree, if you want to go forward, go for it, bringing the torso and that right leg parallel to the ground. Otherwise, the leg and torso are at an angle, an extension of one another. Check you're not locking out your left standing knee. And release. Take the left foot back and then bring the bend in the elbows again, and then imagine we took shoulder rolls backwards, so go in the opposite direction. So for me, and bring in those arms forward, creating circles, and then bring your arms to cactus again, reaching the chest and head up to the ceiling. Exhale, arms down, palms face forward, and either stay here, creating length through the whole of the body, or come into your variation of Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Pulling that tummy button back towards the spine, lengthening the arms. And then inhale, coming up. And release again, shake everything out. And again, your wide stance, as if into coming into triangle. We are coming into triangle. So left foot's going back first. Right heel's roughly in line with the left, the arch of the left foot, and then reach your arms up to shoulder height. Inhale, reach the right arm forward. Exhale, brings the right leg. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reverse triangle. So the left hand's coming to your left leg as that right hand reaches up to the ceiling. Maybe you slide the left hand further down the left leg, but just see what feedback the hips and the back give you. And then inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, reach the right arm forward. And inhale, reach the right arm forward. Exhale, bring that right hand to your right leg, coming into full triangle to hold for a few rounds of breath. Rolling that left shoulder back, option to look up towards your left hand, or the gaze just falls naturally somewhere. With each inhale, maybe just see that right hand just inches a little bit further down your right leg. And then inhale, come up. Release the arms, turn your right foot in, and turn both toes out. We're going to take a goddess pose. The toes are pointing out, and your knees, when we bend in a moment, are going to track the same direction as your feet. So have the hands on the hips for this one. Come down, so bringing the pelvis down as if you're sliding your bottom and your back down an imaginary wall behind you. Gently bring the knees back rather than letting them come forward. And an option just to pulse a little bit. So lifting the pelvis up, down, up, down. And then inhale, come up. Turn your right foot so it's parallel with the top of your mat, and left foot's turning out. So we'll take that reverse triangle and triangle this way. Palms face forward. Inhale, reach the left hand forward. On the exhale, bring it to your left leg, just staying for a breath. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, right hand to your right leg, bringing it into reverse triangle. So just a gentle push into that outside of the back left foot. Left hand's reaching up to the ceiling. Maybe that right hand slides a little bit further down the right leg, but lifting to the body. And then inhale, come back up. Take a round of breath here. And then on the next inhale, reach your left hand forward. On the exhale, bringing that left hand to your left leg or left foot. Right arm's reaching up to the ceiling. And roll the back out back, the right shoulder back. And the back as if you've got that wall behind you. And let the gaze be where you want it to go, whether it's up towards that right hand raised or forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release the arms down, turn the left foot in for a moment, then turn both feet out. So again, goddess variation. Bending the knees and bring the arms to cactus. And then here you've got the option to come onto the ball of your right foot, release the right heel down, come onto the ball of your left foot, release the left heel down. Option then to come onto the ball of both feet, but gently still pushing those knees out. And release. Release the arms, straighten the legs, turn the feet in and either heel toe your feet together or hop the feet together. Giving the legs a little shake out and be at the top of your mat. Chair pose. So big toes together, heels slightly apart. And you can either have your hands on your hips or at chest height or reaching them by the ears. Palms are facing one another, cores engaged. Inhale here, exhale, sit back into chair. Squeezing the inner thighs towards one another, so they're rotating in and pulling that tummy button back towards the spine. And then inhale, come up. So we'll either repeat chair, Utkatasana, or we'll come into a pigeon variation. So those of you wanting to repeat chair, just do what we just did 2 more times. Otherwise, just a slight bend. So it's as if you're sitting back onto a high stool, and then pigeon variation, bringing your right ankle over the top of your left thigh, just above your knee. If you can, keep that right foot flexed so it's active, and then option to sit back, keeping the hips level. Chest is lifted, cores engaged. If you prefer, you can have your hands on that right leg. And if you feel like you've got your balance, option to bring the arms up. That's your in pigeon variation chair. And release. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. Pigeon chair on the left side, otherwise repeat chair again. So we'll start with the hands on the hips, sit back as if onto a high stool. Those of you going into chair, go into chair. And then the left ankle's coming over the right thigh, just above your right knee. And then sit a bit lower, keeping the hips level. Everybody core engaged. And then you can either keep your hands on your hips on the left leg, or option to reach those arms up. The left foot's flexed. And release. Be at the top of your mat. Maybe just take a few standing hip circles one way, then the other. And then step your left foot back, warrior one stance. So the torso, the chest is facing forward, left foot's turned parallel, turned in slightly towards your front foot. Bending that right knee. Lift out of the waist. And the hands can stay on your hips or inhale, reaching them up wide with the palms facing each other, or bring to prayer into warrior one, Virabhadrasana. And an option to look up towards those raised hands if you've got them raised, or look up to the ceiling if your hands are on your hips. And feel that lift out to the back. Exhale, bring the arms to cactus. So legs are still warrior one. Cactus the arms. Reaching the chest up to the ceiling. Relax the shoulders. And then keep the legs as they are. Bring the hands behind your back. Interlace them. Off the body slightly if that feels okay. And then lengthen the arms back towards your back left foot, reaching the chest up to the ceiling. Either stay here, or on your exhale, come to humble warrior, bringing the weight forward as if you're trying to get that right shoulder to the inside of your right knee. Gaze is towards the ground. Chest is facing the ground. It's as if you're trying to get your forehead onto the floor. And you can raise those arms a bit higher if you want to, reaching the hands up to the ceiling. On the next inhale, push into both feet to rise up. Release your hands. And then step back to the top of your mat. And again, just either come into mountain pose or shake things out, or hip circles. Hands on your hips, stepping your right foot back into warrior one. So bending that left knee, chest is facing forward. Right foot, the back right foot's turned parallel, the back of your mat will turn in slightly. And you can either stay with the hands on the hips or inhale, reaching those arms up wide or bring to prayer. And then an option to look up towards your hands, lifting out of the waist into the Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, arms into cactus. Relax the shoulders, chest is still staying lifted, and gaze can still be up to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the arms down back behind you. Interlace the hands the awkward way. And then again, just lift them slightly away from the body. And lift the chest up to the ceiling as you lengthen your arms back towards your back right foot. Either stay there or inhale, and then on the exhale, bring the weight forwards if you're trying to get the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. An option to reach then your arms up to the ceiling. Remember, chest is facing the ground as if you're trying to bring the forehead towards the ground. And then inhale, come up, release the arms. And step the right foot forward. And again, just give everything a loose shake. And then exhale, come into forward fold. Just moving side to side. So taking the arms and chest one way. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, arms and chest the other way. Inhale, center. Either come to puppy dog pose. So bring the knees to the ground, otherwise we're coming back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So place those hands, spread the fingers as soon as you can, those of you coming into downward facing dog. Hands are shoulder distance apart, feet hip distance. Have a look at your feet, are they hip distance? Reach your bottom up to the ceiling and reach your chest back towards the thighs, gazes towards the feet. Puppy dog pose, your knees, hips are above your knees. Walking those hands forward, melting the forehead and the chest to the ground. Maybe you take your arms a bit wider, see if that gives you a better stretch to open up the top of the back and the top of the chest. Those of you in puppy dog, Those of you in downward facing dog, keep your hands shoulder distance apart. Stay in puppy dog if that's where you are. Downward facing dog, people, inhale, reach your right leg up. And on the exhale, bring that right knee to the chest, or stay in downward facing dog if you don't want to take this flow. Inhale, right leg reaches up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring that right knee in towards the chest, so it brings you into a high plank. Inhale, reach that right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, bringing the right knee in, hold here, and then we're coming into pigeon. So bring your right knee behind your right wrist, and then move that right foot to move in the direction of being in line with your left wrist. Puppy dog people, meet us in pigeon. So you're sliding your right knee forward behind your right wrist as close as is comfortable, and moving your right foot behind your right wrist. And then lengthen that left leg back. And once you've gingerly lengthened it, you can uncurl the toes, or if you prefer, keep the toes curled. Either be on your palms, just turn so you can see that right knee's there. So it's almost like your right shin's parallel the front of the mat. Palms down on the fists. Or option 2, come onto your forearms, or reach the arms forward, bring your forehead to the ground. And the final option is stack the hands on top of one another, bringing the forehead to rest on them like they're a pillow. And then work with the breath. Take in the inhale to open up and lengthen. And as you exhale, we're trying to melt the pelvis towards the ground. Exhale just eases you into the pose, or lets you just release a little bit, or if there is any gripping going on. You really tune into your breath. Deep inhales through the nose. As you exhale, just see if you can release any holding. And again, inhale. Exhale. Slowly coming up. If you're on your forearms or your chest and head are down. If you're going back to puppy dog, make your way there so the hips are back above the knees, and then walk those hands forward. Again, if you're in puppy dog, I'd recommend going wide. Downward facing dog, people gingerly moving that right knee back. Check you've got your fingers well spread, shoulder distance, and hands are shoulder distance apart. Curl the toes under, reaching the bottom up to the ceiling. Maybe just walk out your dog here for a breath or two, bending one knee, then straightening the other, then straightening that leg, alternating the bends and the straightening in the legs. Gaze is towards your feet. Stay in puppy dog if that's where you are. Downward facing dog, people, inhale, reach the left leg up high into three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that left knee in towards the chest. Inhale, lengthen your left leg back. Exhale, left knee in towards the chest. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, left knee in towards the chest. Hold there, and then we're moving into pigeon on this side. So left knee's moving behind that left wrist. And then move that left foot gingerly behind so it's in line with your right wrist. So the left shin's almost parallel with the front of the mat. Puppy dog, people, make your way to pigeon on the left side. So left knee behind your left wrist, left foot behind your right wrist, and then gingerly lengthen that right leg back behind you. And either be on your palms, fists, forearms, lengthen arms away, or pillow. If you are going for the pillow option with your hands, stack the opposite hand on top this time. So again, the way you don't automatically go to. And then tune into your breath, trying to bring the breath in and out through the nose. And the inhale opens up the body. As you exhale, melting the pelvis towards the ground, release the shoulders down. Inhale, opening up the body. Exhale, see if you can just release any holding, any gripping if that's going on whilst you're holding the pose. And then coming up if you're further down, so you're back onto your hands or fists, and then gingerly make your way first to all fours and then onto your tummies. Once you're on your tummy, lengthen your arms ahead of you. Take a full body stretch there, and then bring your arms. So sorry, your hands are under your shoulders. So forehead on the ground, slight top of the chin. And take your right arm out to the side, a half T shape. Then, so your left hand still under your left shoulder. Bend the left knee, bringing your left foot towards your bottom. And then roll over onto the right side of your head, right hip. So that left knee starts coming up into the air. And then if you can, step that left foot back so it meets the ground. If this is uncomfortable, come out and just go as far as you can to open up the shoulders. And then if you've got your left foot on the ground, see if you can move the left knee to point up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, coming, bringing everything back to center. Forehead to the ground, lengthen your left leg, bring your right hand under your right shoulder. Lengthen the left arm out to the side. And then so right hand's under your right shoulder, bend your right knee, bringing the right foot towards your bottom, and then roll over onto your left hip, the left side of your head. So that right knee comes into the air, step your right foot back onto the floor behind you. And if once you're there, again, if this shoulder's feeling different, maybe it does come out if it's not responding or doesn't always giving you sharp shooting pains. If your right foot's on the floor, move your right knee up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back. Bring the arms to cactus. And then inhale, peel the head and the chest up. So your gaze is towards the floor, just hovering a couple of centimeters off the ground. Option to raise the arms, still in cactus, spread the fingers. Gently bring the elbows down a little bit so the shoulder blades are coming together. The final option is to raise your legs off the ground, hovering. So everything's only hovering a couple of centimeters, we're not going for height. And release. Lengthen the arms again ahead of you. Forehead's on the ground. And we'll raise alternate limbs. Right arm, left leg. Again, just hovering a couple of centimeters and then lengthen them away in the opposite direction. Lengthen, lengthen, and release. So see if those two limbs that we just raised feel longer than the other two. Left arm, right leg, hovering just a couple of centimeters off the ground and then lengthen in the opposite direction, reaching, reaching. Lengthen, lengthen, and release. Bring the hands back to cactus, the arms, sorry. And then inhale, feeling the head of the chest up slowly. So see if you want to stay really, really low, otherwise see if you want to start straightening the elbows. And then lifting the head and the chest, look forward, but relax the shoulders down. So variation of Cobra, Bhujangasana. And then final option is to look up to the ceiling. And then exhale, slowly lowering down. Do one more. So option to bring the hands in slightly so they're not quite as wide. And also a little bit closer to your shoulders. Only if that felt good, or just tuning. I know Cobra for some of our backs and necks doesn't feel great. So just come up to this degree that your back wants to go to. And then you're slowly lowering with control. And as you do, let the elbows point back rather than wide. Plugging those elbows in. And then release. One more tummy pose. So bring your legs together. Interlace your hands behind your back. And then they can stay either resting on the body or hover just above the body. Lift the kneecaps away from the ground. And then inhale. Feel the head and the chest up. They look up. Hands can definitely hover away from the body now if that feels okay. Final option to raise your legs and release. Make your way to child's pose. So hands down, push the bottom back towards your heels, big toes together, knees can be together or wide. And then really walk those arms forward. Just staying here for a breath or two so don't get too comfortable. Head and chest melt towards the ground. Take the arms wide. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. And then walk the hands in, make your way to seated. Coming to Baddha Konasana, the soles of the feet together. Sitting up tall. And either stay sitting up tall, hands can be on your ankles, feet or shins, or option to reach the chest forward or curve in. So really, this is where you choose. So you curve in, the elbows go wide and you really curve in the back. Or inhale to straighten the back and reach the chest forward, or stay upright. Maybe just take, if you're upright, maybe just gently move side to side. And then release. Both legs straight, feet flexed. Inhale, arms up, ready for a forward fold. Inhale here, exhale, reaching towards your feet. You can reach your feet, take hold of them, either the outsides of the feet or your big toes and peace fingers. If your hands aren't reaching your feet, bring them to the floor, either side of your legs, and then maybe take your hands a bit wider so you've got that width across. So rather than curving into yourself, curve forward, your arms are wide and you just concentrate on straightening the legs. You can have a bend in the knees. And then again, inhale for length, exhale, melting into that forward fold. Or holding, yeah, lovely. Inhale, come up. Right foot, either bring to the inside of your left leg or step to the outside, ready for a seated twist. So right foot, if you can get it to the outside of your left leg, go there, left foot flex. Right hand's gently back behind you for that light support. And then cactus that left arm. Inhale, length, it's the gentle sitting up tall. And exhale, twist towards your right. And then maybe that left elbow hooks to the outside of your right knee. If that's not comfortable, you can hold your right knee with your left hand or have the arm straighter. Inhale, length, exhale, twist towards your right shoulder. And then inhale, come back to center. Lengthen both legs and bringing your left foot either to the inside of your left leg or step it to the outside. Right foot's flexed. Left hand's light is behind you with light support, as light support. Cactus the right arm. Inhale here. Exhale, right hook in that right elbow, the outside of your left knee, or again, hold the left knee with your right hand or right arm extends. Inhale, length. Exhale, gentle twist to the left. Inhale, length. Exhale, twist. And release. Bring the legs together, bend in the knees, so be on your heels, ready for variation of boat pose. Hands behind the thighs today. Engage the core, pulling your tummy button back towards your spine and lift the chest. So this is option one. Next option, once the core is still engaged and chest is lifted, is to raise your heels off the ground, bringing the calf parallel. Chest is lifted. And final option is to straighten both legs. If you straighten both legs, you can point your toes here. Engage the core. And release. And then just once more, Baddha Konasana, feet, soles of the feet together. Just take a few movements, maybe side to side. Lengthen the legs, ready to come on to roll down. So just check that you've got your rest of your mats to roll onto. Either make your way onto your backs or that slow, controlled roll down. And then take a full body stretch once you're at the bottom. Reaching the arms above your head. Exhale, bringing the arms back by the side of the body, and then bring your knees in towards your chest together. So if it's okay, otherwise have them wide, but if you can, have the knees together. Squeeze in, and then just take some circles with the knees, and moving the knees together, and then circle them in the opposite direction. Bring the feet to the ground, about hip distance apart, and we'll take a reclined pigeon. So bring your right ankle up to rest on your left thigh. And then we're going to raise that left foot off the ground, interlacing your hands behind your right thigh. Left foot can either dangle heavy or bring the left calf parallel to the ground and flex both feet. And final option is to straighten your left leg, reaching your left foot up to the ceiling. Just check you've got length through the back of your neck, so a slight tuck of the chin. And then we're keeping the legs as they are, but release your hands from the back of your left thigh and bring your left foot back to the ground. So you've still got your legs in pigeon. Take your arms out to a T shape and then begin moving your legs in pigeon over to the left. So reclined, twisted pigeon. And then hopefully that right foot meets the ground. Once you're there, look back towards your right hand and stay with your breath. Inhale, bring everything back to center. Release your left foot down. Recline pigeon on the other side. So arms are back by the side of your body. Left ankle over your right thigh. And then raise your right foot off the ground, interlacing your hands behind your right thigh. Left foot can dangle heavy. Or bring that right calf parallel to the ground. Tuck of the chin wherever you are. Your right calf's parallel to the ground. Flex the feet. And final option is straightening that right leg up, then reaching the right foot up to the ceiling. You choose. Gently bringing the right knee towards you as you move the left one away from you. Legs stay as they are as you bring your right foot to the ground. Twisted variation. So take your arms out to a T shape. Inhale, and on the exhale, move the legs over to the right. So hopefully your left foot meets the floor. If and when it does, look back towards your left hand. And then inhale, coming back to center, bringing the knees up towards the chest, this time wide, so as if they're reaching up towards your armpits. Hands on the knees and gently rock side to side. And then bring the soles of the feet together so they're resting on the floor. So if you were to look from the ceiling, you'd look like your legs are in a diamond shape in Baddha Konasana. And then bring your arms to cactus. If that's not comfortable, come to an alternative Shavasana, which is taking a really, really short Shavasana. So you maybe either with your legs extended or your feet on the ground, knees bent, resting on one another. And arms, you choose. Close the eyes, take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose, eyes are closed. Exhale out through the mouth, releasing everything. And then either stay where you are if you feel now that you want to lengthen a bit, do so. And then just see where you can release a bit more. And as we're going to bring a visualization. So starting at the feet, feel like there's a golden light filling the feet. And as it does so, it's bringing energy and replenishing the cells. And then that golden light, it's still filling the whole of the feet, moving up the legs, into the knees, filling the whole of both legs, up the thighs. So now your feet and both legs, the whole of both legs are filled with a golden light that replenishes the cells and brings energy. And then move that golden light, filling into the hips and the pelvis. So it's still in the feet and the legs, move into the pelvis. And as it does so, it replenishes the cells in that part of the body. And then filling the whole of the torso, the front, the back, sides, all the way up to the top of the chest, the collarbone, tops of the shoulders, the shoulder blades, and the golden lights filling the whole of your torso, replenishing the cells, bringing energy. Moves into the arms, filling the arms, the hands, the fingers and the thumbs. Golden light, filling the arms, hands, fingers and thumbs, replenishing the cells and bringing energy. And then moving into the neck, filling the neck. Feel the golden light filling the whole of the body now, replenishing the cells, bringing energy. And then into the head, the whole of the head, the face, the back of the head, the sides of the head, the top of the head. Filling the head with golden light, replenishing the cells, bringing energy. And then just feel like the whole of the body, the whole of the head is filled with that golden. I need to stay where you are and I'll close you out as I end the meeting. Or make your way to seated. And then bring the hands to prayer or let the hands rest on the knees. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale. Now, namaste.